Okay, so what we're doing here is we're doing a little bit of epoxy. The guy that's putting it on's got a little bit too much epoxy there, so maybe he's going to get some paper towel and wipe that up. But in any case, all the bubbles are taken out. It's pressed in as hard as you can everywhere. And in a few minutes we're gonna get some wax paper, put on top there, and clamp it into place with popsicles between or on top of the wax paper, and then clamps to hold it all in place. And then we'll wait for it to dry, but all that extra, we're gonna wipe that away in a second. Okay, so we got all the air bubbles out. We poured some extra epoxy in here to fill the gap, because if we squeezed out everything there, we'd end up with an air bubble where it separates. Want a little bit extra in there. That way, no separation. We cleaned up all the extra mess. Remember before there was epoxy poured out all over here, so we cleaned up all that. We don't need all that extra on that untreated surface. And then we put wax paper with popsicle sticks and a clamp to hold it all together. Wait for this to cure. When that cures, we'll go ahead and repeat the process on the side here. This whole area here has to be done as well, but one step at a time. Okay, next video, next step. Okay, so we're going to do some fiberglassing here. We have a plastic container here with indications for what's what, you know, volume. We're looking at 1 ounce. We're doing this so that when we put it into a paper cup, we know what 1 ounce looks like when we do the actual resin. So, look there. That speck of dust right in there. Woo! I don't know if you can see it. There is 1 ounce. All right. So,
good. Oh, sorry.
There is our resin. I'm gonna pour it in. And see how that compares to that. It looks like it's way over. All right, let's pour it a little back. Yeah, fuck, it's still over. No swearing. Holy, still over. Dang.
You might need more than 1 ounce for this thing, huh?
No, just spreads out. I don't know. Okay, that looks pretty close. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, this is just water in this one. That was just for, I don't know, what 1 ounce looks like. Done. So, how many drops of hardener are we gonna put in?
I think since this is getting chilly, we should go with about 20 drops.
20 drops? Okay. Colder it is, the more hardener you go. So let's count to 20.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19, 20.
Okay, there you go. And we got some popsicle sticks here for mixing. Now our hand model here is wearing safety gloves. Doesn't get this stuff on his skin. Gotta mix it vigorously. Now the hardener is temperature dependent, so the hotter it is, the less we'll put in. And there's a chart somewhere to figure that out. We don't have a chart handy, so we're just going by memory.
This is the inside of the chemical closet.
Inside of the chemical closet? Okay.
The door, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright, so we're good on that. Let's grab an extra popsicle stick just for funsies. And we're gonna continue mixing this for a few minutes. This is how you mix polyester. Okay, so right now we have sanded the area in which we're gonna work. We cut a piece of fiberglass here to fit where we're gonna do the repair. The purpose of doing this clamping here this time before we put it all together, is we want to know what the clamping is going to look like before we need to do it. We're going to need to do it when the fiberglass is on there and wax paper is there, and we're going to clamp it to hold it all together while it cures. Okay, so while our assistant is doing the mixing, let's take a look at some of these items here. So we had some delamination in this area, so we cut out all the offending material until we exposed a nice flange here all the way around. Here it got really thick, so we put in filler. So polyester with filler, and we sanded the whole area here a little bit more than what we actually need. Just in case there's some spillover, it'll be good bonding no matter what. Okay, there's a little bit of a hole here, but I think we'll be all right with that. Okay, it's important to have, before you start with this fiberglassing, before you mix the resin, to have your clamping figured out. Have your piece of fiberglass cut. Sand the surface. Clean with acetone. Have a roll of wax paper ready to go. Wax paper. Paper towel. Cleaning up messes. And of course, critical, gloves and mask. Alright. When we get this done, now we'll do another video. Okay, so we put on the resin first. We just smeared it on by hand. Well, obviously we're wearing gloves. And then we got the fiberglass cloth saturated. We wiped every surface that we wanted the fiberglass to adhere to. We spread the resin on, and then we stuck on the fiberglass. We needed some more resin in some areas. We just continued adding in that area by dipping our gloved finger into the resin and then applying it directly to where we wanted it. And once we had enough on there, then squeegeed it off, not with a lot of pressure, just a little bit of pressure. And now, while it's curing, what we're going to do is we're going to put on the wax paper, and we're going to put in the clamps, just like we practiced before, but this time it's going to be for reals. Alright, next video in a minute. Okay, so there's the wax paper. What I should have done is I should have used a piece of fiberglass as a template to make the wax paper. Cutting out this hole was kind of tricky. Yeah, oh well, next time. Obviously you'd cut out the wax paper with the fiberglass as a template before you put the resin on the fiberglass. Okay, we're going to clamp it up in another video. Okay, so we got it all clamped up. We had a couple of trouble spots, so we added 2 more clamps. This one and this guy down here. Popsicle sticks are there to distribute the force of the clamping. Some work awesome, some not so much, but you know, they all do something. Doesn't look like we have too much running out in this area. Tried to clean that up as we went. Okay, some things that we missed. We didn't want resin to flow out over here and stick to the hull, so we covered that in some soap, some dish soap. And so whatever goes on there should crack off easily later. Other thing we forgot to do was to close the resin container. Check that out. Okay, it's important to keep this closed. There we go.